Welcome back. Today we'll be discussing equivalent fractions, what they are, what's the whole deal with them, and the thing with equivalent fractions is that let's say you have the numbers half and 5/10. You have the fractions half and 5/10. The thing that makes these two fractions equivalent is the fact that they both have the exact same actual value. Like half is just a symbol, right? 1/2 is just a symbol. 5/10 is just a symbol. You have to actually you have to tell this to a calculator to actually find out the exact value, which in this case is zero point 0.5, and we are this exact value is what we're after. Okay, if there are 100 fractions which all have which all have the exact same value, like for example zero point 0.5, we are going to say that all of those 100 fractions are equivalent fractions. Okay, so let's actually find another thing out, that if 1/2 and 5/10 have the exact same value, in fact 5/10 is just half in like slightly different fashion, so in fact that is true. Like 10 is made up of what's how can you make 10? You can say like 5 times 2, and you can cancel out the 5s, and what you're left with is half. So in fact what 5/10 is in fact 1/2 in a slightly different manner, and that is the reason why we have the exact same value. And let's actually go through another example. Like we have 1/7 and 7/49. These are these equivalent? Okay, so first step, simplify. Try to simplify both. Okay, so 1/7 is actually simplified. 7/49 isn't actually simplified. You can actually simplify this even more. Like how can you make 7/49? You can say 7 times 7, and you can actually cancel out 2 of the 7s, and the one in the numerator and one in the denominator, and you can just find out that the answer is 1/7. There is actually another note over here. You have to realize this, that if you actually just put this in the calculator, you can, like 7/49, the calculator is just going to give you the same result as 1/7. So you don't have to do the first portion, but if you're like on your own, you have to do it. And then you can actually even use a calculator over here, or you can like do the long division, I think it's called, but you can actually just divide it out. And oh, in fact there are actually two methods of doing this. I screwed this one up. The first part was going to be like simplifying both of them, and the second way is to just ask the calculator for this. 1/7 is this number, 7/49 is exactly that number again. Okay, so the calculator actually makes life a lot easier, but sometimes the school just don't want you guys to be using that. So that is all there is to equivalent fractions that have the same values, and that is actually why they're called equivalent fractions. They are equal in value. Okay, so that is all there is to it. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you learned something.